There's a weird guy in the corner filming us.
Don't look at the weird guy in the corner filming
Happy? Run?
Yeah, happy.
Cool. Okay. Reset.
Same, buddy.
Scene 37, shot C, take 2.
The film is about Rianne and Evan, so two characters that meet sort of by chance through people.
Eventually, how their lives sort of connect and their relationship develops over time.
It's a love story, really, but it's a realistic love story, so it has ups and downs.
How time can affect relationships and relationships can affect time, I would say. And this journey through all of that, interweaving.
And the various challenges that come upon them and the quite beautiful moments that happen between them.
And how it sort of all revolves around this one very specific spot, which just happens to be a table in a pub.
And it's all set in this one beautiful location that sort of is the epicenter of everything that happens in the film, and their relationship and the characters around them.
It's set in predominantly in my character's pub, which is the Rainbow Inn, and it's all set around table number 12. So it sort of follows their love story as it goes through.
Some things are constant, but change is inevitable as well. And how we should appreciate the now. Those little moments that we have with people that might just flitter away, that might seem insignificant, but later on we realize, actually, you know what, that was amazing, that was beautiful.
And you see them through the years, you see them sort of come together and grow together, and it's a really, really lovely film.
The one scene that sticks out in my mind is there's a moment quite early on in Evan and Rianne's relationship where they are both sat on a bench, and it's kind of that moment where they just start talking and having a conversation, and you see the first inklings of a connection, basically, and the ice sort of melts and there's this warmth, this humour that comes about, and I think it's quite a nice scene where it's just the two of them together for the first time, really.
What about you? What do you do for work?
Have you ever heard of the handsome hunks?
The male strippers.
That's the one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I rub baby oil on them before they go on stage.
Yeah, sounds like a very important job.
Yeah, well, it's not exactly saving lives, but it's a couple of rungs down.
So yeah, and from there just continues. So I'd say that's one of my favourite scenes in the film.
Snagged yourself a sexy kitten, I see. Rianne.
Still friends then?
Yeah, I mean, he apologised.
So we were very lucky to dress up, and costumes were lovely. I enjoyed them, hopefully everyone else did. And yeah, we just had a lot of fun filming it. Yeah, laughs. We were all laughing all around. The scene was fun. The actors are great to play against.
Excuse me, miss. I did say no tomato.
Oh, I'm sorry, let me...
But it's fine. Off you go.
I really enjoyed the scene outside where we had the estate agent. He eats something which he's unaware of. And I really enjoyed that. It took us quite a long time and I was having to carry lots of plates with food. So there was lots of in and out with the plates of food, but it was so funny to watch the other actors and yeah, it was quite messy.
You're right, Pickle. Are we waiting long?
Okay, so I got a new quote from the painters and decorators. It's a little bit high, but I thought if we scrape off the wallpaper, do some of the prep work ourselves, and then they come in to do the main
I
job.
think my other favourite
saves a few
scene was a very emotional scene where Evan comes in sort of really, really bouncy and Rihanna is at just a completely different place emotionally, and them sort of meeting in the middle of this very emotional moment. That was a really special one for me to film.
It's all right. Everything's okay.
I think because I was there most of the time, I was watching the scenes at the side as well, so even the scenes that I wasn't in. And I really loved seeing that love story evolve between the two main characters. And I think Nick and Caitlin play them so beautifully. Towards the end of the film, they have a very emotional moment where my character is looking on from the side, and it's about reconnection. And I think the emotion that was running in that scene was just so beautiful. I was really privileged to be one of the few people on set.
The last scene we filmed is one of the last scenes that we have in the film. And it was really sad. Like when we filmed that and it was done, there was a real sadness that it was over. And I think that's tantamount to the project and the people that I was working with, was that to have those emotions when you're done filming just shows how good the whole process was and the whole experience was.
I think because we were, it was a small group. I think predominantly I was working with Caitlin and Nick, the leads. And right from day one, I love it when you go on set and it just feels like a family feel. You know, there were no egos. We all got on so well. And it was nice to develop that throughout the filming period. So I have a beautiful scene, which is my personal favourite scene, with Nick, where we're in a bar towards the end of the evening, and I love the fact that it felt very real. It felt like we had that connection because we did. You know, I think we all got on really well, really supportive, and I think they've done an amazing job as the leads.
Working with the other actors was so much fun. I feel like we had, from the get-go, all of us had such a good dynamic. It was really special because we got to really bond off set. Off camera, I suppose. We got to really, really bond and being on set with everybody. And we just come in every day and we just chat and have a great time and have such a laugh. And so then when we actually came to filming, it was just such a calm, relaxed, comfortable environment. You could try things, it was safe, there was never pressure to, oh, you haven't done this. You know, it was just lovely. They were such a wonderful group of people.
Everyone was amazing to work with, so giving, very patient. Funny story, Nick, the actor Nick, who plays Evan, is actually my friend and we went to drama school together. So it's very funny to see him on the call sheet. I was thinking, is this the same person? So on the day, it was lovely to see him and work alongside him.
we were friends at drama school. We went to drama school together, so it was really lovely to see him again and to work with him after quite a few years. So yeah, there was so many positives filming that project. The difference between stage and screen acting, it is very distinct in some ways. They come with their own set of challenges. They come with their own set of pros as well. With screen acting, everything usually I find is condensed down. When you're in a theatre, especially a large space, you need to be very big with your movements, very big vocally. Depending on the play itself, everything a bit exaggerated perhaps, just so the people at the back can hear you and tell what's going on. But when you're doing it for screen, usually from my experience, everything's brought down. The camera is very good at catching the details of your face. The sound is very good at picking up the minutest of whispers.
Well, I trained predominantly in stage. That was mostly what I did. So it's definitely about bringing the audience sort of into your space. Whereas with film acting, the audience is sort of already in your space. They're like a fly on the wall. So it's definitely about keeping things more conversational, trying to make it really real and feel really real. So bringing the emotions in rather than projecting them out.
So you can bring everything down a lot more. You can be very subtle with your delivery.
With film, you get to bring a magic, you get to get a little bit deeper, perhaps peel away some layers that you might not get in stage.
Well, it's a huge difference because obviously on stage you get to follow chronologically, whereas on film you often have to pick up in the middle of the film. Sometimes you don't even have your fellow actor acting opposite you. I think filming is technically harder. I think you have to do a lot of background work before you get on set. So it's sort of what you've created in your own head for your character and sort of emotional memory.
At the same time though, you're still working with creative people. You're still working with the director, working with other performers to create your character and story, to tell the story that you're trying to tell. You're still trying to understand your character, their backstory, what's going on in the scene, why is this story being told, why is this scene happening. So in that sense, it's very similar, if not the same.
Yeah, with film, it's so many moving parts. So many people are involved, and it's what you think you've delivered might not end up in the end product. It might not end up in it, but it might be totally different to how you imagined, if that makes sense. So everyone's given their little piece to the puzzle, and we're all building this end product, this piece of art, and we're all trying to figure it out.
Working with Caitlin on such an intimate project, it was nice to meet her beforehand, before we got on set. We were able to rehearse and go through the script together. And that friendship that we had developed along with the filming, which I think was quite useful for the film itself, you know. Do you have a regular table?
Yeah, over there. Although I used to sit on the floor most of the time. What?
Your favourite colour's not purple by any chance?
Lucky guess.
I think we've met before.
Yeah, well, obviously.
Well, no, it's kids, I mean.
Really?
Yeah, I used to sit here with my uncle. He always used to come here to watch the horse races. And I saw you hiding under the table, and I offered you my crayons.
Oh my god.
You remember?
Yeah, vaguely. How weird is that?
I think my favourite scenes to shoot were the ones where I had to throw things in people's faces, like beer, or throw up on people. I think the throwing up was a real highlight for me. And it was wonderful because I got to work with people that I've worked with before.
Can I try some of your drink?
Sure. It's just a standard life.
Tell me you got it. But you could. Oh, man. You still rolling?
Yeah.
You can't see me wet, can you?
Yeah, you look.
Yeah.
Alright. Oh,
Let's just go from when you've
oh
been
yeah,
here.
okay.
Do you
Okay.
want me to just throw it in your face again because it's a tiny bit left?
Yeah, go on then.
Technically,
Easy,
yeah.
Tiger. Cruel,
Yeah.
cruel. You sure you're not a Scorpio? Oh yeah, you are.
Literally, yeah.
Oh my God, Rhiannon! How long's it been?
Sorry. We've gone the wrong way. Wait, which way are we going to do our arms? If we do our arms that way, and then it will be
Yeah.
like that? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Rhiannon.
Cut that.
Richard.
Ruin a moment.
Hello.
Hey there.
Nikki.
You're right. Welcome.
Hi, Nikki. And the actual Nick.
I'm not drinking on set, I promise.
It's an actual pina colada.
Vodka.
See, everybody's being so serious. And then there's me, so unserious.
I've been lucky enough to work on a number of projects where people have been very lovely, but I'd say this is one of the top projects for me where it was just really nice. Like everyone involved were just genuine, nice people.
So working with a cozy crew, I would say, CC. I'd say it's lovely because you get instant response. It's very fast moving. Decisions are made quick.
Yeah, no, it was fine. I think because Richard always has a very clear idea of what he wants to do, and he's got very professional people that he works with. Mark, who is the first AD, you know, he was really hot on set. I remember hot not as in, but hot as in work professionalism. And he would be telling us all to be quiet, and you know, so he was sticking to the schedule. And I think as you have to when you've got a small crew. So yeah, it was all professionally done. There weren't lots of retakes. I think, you know, there was no wasting of time. We only had so much time on location anyway. So yeah, I think it worked well. There were no egos. It was just a professional shoot.
Yeah, it's very adaptable, I would say. So things can change. If there's any issues, cool, we'll just solve that and maybe park that later or shift it around. So yeah, I mean, I would say having a smaller crew is incredibly convenient. And it also can show you what you can do with a smaller crew, like the great amount of work that can be done.
And it just became a part of my life for a month, and it was really, really nice. You know, you go to this beautiful location as well, because the location we were filming at, this pub, it was very cozy, very lovely surroundings in this beautiful countryside. And it did feel like, you know, you were just meeting everyone again and working on this really, really great project together in this lovely setting.
Working with a small crew was also so much fun. It was just such a relaxed environment, and I think sometimes when there's so many people there, you've got so much happening and everyone's trying to get all of their stuff done, whereas it just felt like everyone was sort of with each other. We were all in sync and everybody knew what they had to do and where we went and what was next, and it felt so organised, and yeah, it was just really relaxed. It was a really lovely environment, even with the really fast turnaround. I think for me personally, I actually work really well in quite a fast-paced environment anyway. I like that it's okay, we've done that, we're on to the next, and always having something to do, and always, you know, you do one scene and it might be quite emotional, and then all of a sudden you're on to the next scene and it's a comedy scene, but it just really worked. I felt because we were all so together and so in sync. If we'd all been sort of just showing up, doing our scenes and leaving, it probably wouldn't have had the same effect, but we were really together that whole time for like 10 plus hours a day, and it was just wonderful. It was so much fun.